If you're over 40 and still acting like the nice guy when it comes to women, you're really setting yourself up for disappointment. You know how it goes. You take a woman out to dinner, you text her the next morning, and you really try to show her how much you like her. And then she hits you with that dreaded, "Oh, you're such a nice guy." Meanwhile, she's off chasing some other dude who barely texts her back. It's frustrating, I know, and I've been there. The problem isn't that women don't like nice guys. It's that being nice isn't what makes a woman attracted to you. And if you don't get that, you're going to end up in that same spot over and over again. So today, we're going to break this down. Why middle-aged men fall into the nice guy trap, why it never works, and how to actually start getting the attention that you want. I used to think that the key to winning a woman over was to take her out, make her feel special, give her all my attention, buy her flowers. I specifically remember this one woman I was dating a while back, beautiful, funny, and we clicked right away. So I did what I thought was the right thing to do. I called her, sent her flowers, told her how much I liked her, and really made myself available to her whenever she wanted or needed me. And she loved it, at least for a while. Then, out of nowhere, she started pulling back. She took longer to respond to my messages. She started acting distant. And the next thing I knew, she was dating some other guy who barely put in half the effort, most likely. I remember sitting there completely confused, thinking, what the hell just happened? And that's when I started to realize that attraction doesn't work the way I thought it did. And once I stopped bending over backwards for women and started focusing on myself first, everything changed. So let's talk about why this happens, because if you're watching this, chances are you've been in this exact same situation. Most guys don't just wake up one day and decide, I think I'm going to be that overly nice, eager guy who women ignore. It's something that we've been trained to do. And once you hit your 40s or 50s, it gets even worse. Since we were kids, we've been told that we should treat women well, be respectful, be a gentleman. And look, all of that is fine. And being a good man is important. But somewhere along the way, we started thinking that being nice is what creates attraction. And that's not true. Women don't want to fall for a guy because he's nice. They fall for a guy who's confident, exciting, and knows his worth. If you're too nice too soon, it sends the wrong message. It makes you look desperate instead of valuable. If you've been through a bad breakup or divorce, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because you start second guessing yourself. You don't want to push too hard. You don't want to mess things up when you start dating again. So you overcorrect and you play it safe. And here's the problem with that. Playing it safe is boring. Women don't want a guy who's tiptoeing around, afraid to say or do the wrong thing. They want a man who is confident in himself, who will say and do what he actually means and will lead instead of follow. A lot of guys our age think, all right, I'm not competing with young men anymore. Women want stability, security, and a man who has his life together. And yeah, that's true, but it's not enough. Women don't want to feel like they're settling into a routine. They don't want a man who treats them like they're signing up for a retirement plan. They want that foundation, but they still want excitement, and they still want a man that they desire. Let's be real. Dating in your 40s and 50s is a different game. You don't have as many options as you did in your 20s. Maybe your social circle is a lot smaller. Maybe online dating is a disaster. So when you meet a woman that you actually like, you go all in. And that's the problem. Women can feel when you want them more than they want you. And the second they feel that, the dynamic shifts. They start pulling back, not because they're playing games, but because the second a woman knows that she has you, there's just no challenge anymore. And when there's no challenge, there's no attraction. So how do you fix this? How do you stop being the nice guy and start actually getting the attention that you want? First, stop acting like she's more important than you. If you've been putting women on a pedestal, you need to flip that mindset right now. Instead of chasing, ask yourself, is she adding value to my life? A man who knows his worth doesn't bend over backwards for someone he just met and barely knows. Have a life that women want to be a part of. The guys who never struggle with women are the ones who are busy, passionate, and thriving. They've got stuff going on, and it's not just about money. It's about being a guy who's interesting, confident, and has a life outside of dating. Hit the gym, pursue your goals, surround yourself with other high-value men. Do things that excite you, and women will notice that. They'll be attracted to that. Be direct, but keep a little mystery. Most guys text too much, compliment too much, and make themselves way too available. It kills attraction. Instead, give her space. You've got stuff going on, so make sure you're doing that. And let her wonder about you. Let her wonder about the things that you're doing. Don't reply instantly every time because you're off doing other things and you're building your life and having fun yourself. Make her earn that attention. When a woman has to work a little bit for your time, she's going to value it a lot more. Look, I used to be the nice guy. I tried the constant texting, the compliments, the I'll do anything for you approach. It never worked. What changed? I stopped chasing. I started focusing on myself first. And when I did that, women started responding differently. So if you're still stuck in the nice guy cycle, it's time to switch it up. Build your confidence. Make yourself the priority. Flirt and create attraction. Lead, don't follow. Trust me, it works. Build yourself up. Start doing things for yourself. Do things that excite you, and then bring a woman in that will share in what you want and what you like. Drop in the comments, what's the first thing you're going to do differently from now on? And if you're serious about leveling up your game, subscribe to the channel because we're just getting started.